Now, there's a few things that I have to comment about, and one of them is going to be good, and one of them is going to be not good. Right. What do you think so far?
I can't get my head around Mark Hamill, to be honest with you. So I'll let you go first.
Well, Mark Hamill, very short amount of time here, probably the last year, said that Luke Skywalker was LGBTQ. Well, and what fucking galaxy does he come off LGBTQ? He's such a fucking asshole. Mm-hmm. That is not an LGBTQ character at all.
No, he's just trying to get attention.
Yeah, I don't. That's the shit that fucking infuriates me. Yeah. Why he has to open his fucking mouth. He was great in that. He's believable.
Okay. So I had a conversation with my daughter yesterday, and I chatted to her about our show. Like, oh, I'm doing a show tomorrow. We were just chatting.
Yeah.
She said, "What's it about?" I said, "Good actors and good acting and bad acting." I said, well, "I don't know. What do you?" Her name. Well, I said, "What do you think?" And she goes, "You know what, Dad? I know you're a big Star Wars fan, but do you actually think Mark Hamill's a good actor?" And I couldn't. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't. But the character of Luke Skywalker is so, for somebody my age. Let me wax a little bit for a second.
Yeah.
I grew up. My mom had 3 jobs. No father anywhere. He was gone when I was like 1 left. And I lived with a grandmother. I was raised by a grandmother that was slowly kind of slipping into dementia at the time.
Okay.
So a lot of stress, I guess, or that sort of thing. No male role model. I feel, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but I was 9 when Star Wars came out. And to me, Luke Skywalker means something. He does the right thing even when it's hard to do the right thing. And I think in some odd kind of pathetic way, he taught me something as a little kid, like persevering. Don't take the easy route. You got to work, that sort of thing. So I love the character so much that it's hard for me to say whether Mark Hamill is a good actor. I will say, I guess he portrayed Luke well because I love the character so much. So I guess he was good at that, I suppose.
I think the difference between him and like the other guy from New York, whatever, is especially in the first Star Wars. Obviously, the second Star Wars, Empire, and then Return of the Jedi, his confidence starts to build. He starts believing in the Force. So his character arc starts going in different directions. Mm-hmm. But in the first Star Wars, which is what this one is,
yeah,
I like the fact that he came off with two different ways. You can see the progression of him trying to do what's right, like what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And then also there's a naiveness about him.
Yep.
Where when he meets people for the first time and he doesn't take it very seriously. Like he's very naive.
Yeah, it's a boyish naivete. Yep,
it's
I agree.
Boyish naivete, and that's why I think he got the part as opposed to being a rock solid actor. I think he came across as a naive young guy, but also could have confidence. So he could show different layers of what his character gave him.
It's almost like he was just being himself, like Mark Hamill as a young person. It just so happened that it was perfect for this role.
That's correct. Because I think he needed to show different sides of himself. And I think Mark Hamill did that for the character of Luke Skywalker, is being naive, but then also being a badass as over time, where he could convert himself into, a Jedi Knight, and he's a badass. And then when he goes and sees Yoda and he's angry and he doesn't believe in himself, and then he resorts back to being naive. So it was a constant fight where he was naive, but then he had a strong side when he saw Darth Vader. He was naive, and then he went to the Republic and he talked to the Republic about doing the right thing and going after the Death Star and all this other stuff. So like,
it's almost, in A New Hope, he's kind of he's kind of, I would say 3. Like in A New Hope, he's like a boy, a wide-eyed, naive boy. In Empire, he's almost like a angsty teen, where he's trying to follow the training, but he's just like, nah, I'm going to help my friends. He does rash things.
Yeah, I can't do it.
He learns a lesson because he loses at the end. Yeah. And then in Return of the Jedi, he's an adult. So I don't know. I'm probably overanalyzing it because it's Star Wars, but I'm a Star
But
Wars guy.
I think that was what the appeal was of casting him, is because he had multiple sides that he could show. Some of the other people that, if you watch the rest of this, and then there's some other ones that are online, you could tell the difference between him and some of the other characters. I don't think they have the naive side to him, or the
You can even
side
extend
to
it
him.
out to the sequels, which I don't like. But he was in The Last Jedi a bunch,
Yeah,
and that you could say that's the crotchety old man version.
correct. And there was no character arc. He was an old man version.
He's just angry at everything, which I
Yeah,
can
he's
I
angry.
can dig. Yeah, I kind of grew up with him.
So he didn't have the charm he did in those original movies.
No,
And I think Mark Hamill was the right person to cast during that time in that movie.
yeah, I mean Luke Skywalker is one of the most iconic
yeah,
characters of all time, so you can't argue with success, so to speak.
yeah.
Clearly, he was the right guy.
And as far as acting, he didn't really do anything. And then he's done voice acting, which I think he was the Joker in Batman animated series, and he's found success in other avenues of entertainment, not just acting. But I think he was the right person to cast at the right time.
They tried to give him a star vehicle named the Big Red One. I think it was 1979 or so, and he was the leader of a battalion, like a tank battalion.
Okay.
And everybody figured, well, it's Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker. He's the big thing. It'll be huge. And
Yeah.
Shit the bed because he sucked.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I think he was the right moment, right guy at the right moment.
Yeah, born to play one role.
Yeah.
And he got it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. He's probably a millionaire because of that
Dude,
one role.
It's one of the most iconic movie characters of all time. Luke's fucking Skywalker. Same with Shatner and Captain Kirk. He used to go, I don't want to be viewed as Captain Kirk. I'm like, brother, lean into it, dude. You're good at it. You do that.
Now he does. He goes to every con.
And yeah, there was a time
90s, right?
Yeah, there was a time though that he was like enough already, because I think he's actually a really good actor. I've seen him in other things. I think he's excellent, but I don't know. Don't throw the money away. People love you as Captain Kirk. Be loved. Don't be mad.
And in hindsight, seeing both of these guys do their audition, I mean, these two are the right guys for the role.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt. The chemistry that they have, they believe in what they're talking about. I believe them that they're on a ship and they're, having a conversation about money. So
even Han Solo's even sort of like, in a little way, like a big brother. Like he's the experienced guy. He's been through around the block, and he's showing the kid the ropes, so to speak.
Showing the naive kid the ropes and how the world.
A lot of archetypes in these movies, which is why I think they work so well. Why people like them so much.